Monocot versus dicot. There are two classes of plants, the angiosperms and the gymnosperms. Before we really get into them, the angiosperms are all the flowering plants, and the gymnosperms are the non-flowering plants. What does that mean? Flowering plants means like fruits, and flowers, gymnosperms, non-flowering plants mean like pine cones, Christmas trees, pine trees. But there's also another separation. It's called a monocot versus a dicot. It's a monocotyledon versus dicotyledon. We saw that in the seed. Angiosperms are divided into monocots and dicots. And as the zygote grows in the embryo, the first leaves of the young plant are called cotyledons. Monocots only have one, corn, lily, etc. Dicots have two, bean, oak, etc. So here is your monocot versus dicot. You can actually see it as they grow up. Makes sense, right? You have monocot, single, dicot, you have two. But it goes on to further separate in that the monocot is a parallel venation. That's what it's called, parallel venation. And the dicot is a net pattern, which spreads out. Monocots will have a fibrous root, where it spreads out into the soil. A dicot will have a taproot. It'll shoot straight down like a carrot. The flower parts, monocot grows in groups of three, while dicots grow in groups of 4 or 5. I know it's crazy. Monocot versus dicot, vascular bundles. Monocots, they're scattered throughout the stem. Dicots are nice and orderly, arranged in a circle. They have different stem types. Monocots are herbaceous, meaning it's all like green and soft. Dicots are herbaceous or woody, like a tree. It can be like a hard stem. Monocots have petals and sepals and cotyledons. The vascular bundles are all over, and the leaves have parallel venation. That's what I talked about earlier. Venation, V-E-N-A-T-I-O-N. Dicots, you have petals. The flower comes in 4s or 5s. You have 2 cotyledons. You have a bark and a ring. You have concentric growth circles. And the leaf has a net venation where it's like spreads out. This table is the most important table. Memorize it, learn it, love it. Monocots are 1 cotyledon, parallel venation, fibrous root, comes in 3s, bundle is scattered, it's herbaceous. Dicots have 2 cotyledons, broadleaf venation, taproot system, 4s or 5s, they're arranged in a circle, and they are either.